Hi everyone, I hope you're well. It's Richard here from DevFulfilled. Just going to do a little video now, not going to be polished. I'm just going to take you through some of the things I've been working on very recently. This is my local area. We're going to upload it to the main website soon once we've done a bit more testing, but I want to give you a sneak peek. So Jira, we've now linked in with Jira. Very simple to connect to your area, to connect to your sort of default spaces where your tickets are. And then from there, we can look at Jira. What I'm going to show you is a sort of example of a couple of tickets that we've worked on for the executive dashboard in this area. Like I say, it's not going to be a polished video. I'm just going to sort of take you through. It's almost like a live demo, really. So without taking, let's go straight into it. So it's the executive dashboard that we've been working on, which at the moment, the last release is deployed. I'll just take you through a few housekeeping things. We've got no active release. We know what the source app is, and that's in the UAT area, which I've just promoted it to. Did I promote it to it? I think I did. Let me check. Let me publish it again. So I'm going to publish to UAT. Yeah, let's republish. 3rd of July, so I've not done it. So anyway, let's go back. So okay, so we've got the test application there. We've also set up Qlik, the repository on branch, should I say, and then we can see the release cycles here. So we've already got all that stuff before, and this is now showing us the various release cycles we've had done. So what we're going to do is create a new release cycle, and then straight away you can see where Jira comes into play. So we can now search for Jira tickets. If I do a couple of letters, there we go. We've only got 2 to find, but we know they're there, 1 and 2. So I've got them both selected now, and they're going to work into this release. Now, normally, you get this sort of situation where you start typing release names, owners, or whatever. Because we've got the Jira details, we can use AI. It takes a couple of seconds. It'll read those Jira titles, those descriptions, and it will combine them together and create something that makes sense as far as, well, very simple data updates. We would know it's a 3.0 because actually those are both stories. If they were both bugs, it would be a 2.1. Again, it works it out for you. And then we've got a bit of a simple description. It really helps for the future. I'm really pleased about this because from the future, when you build up a huge list behind it, it's going to be very helpful to see each release and kind of have a look what it does and just read through them rather than sort of hunting around for things. So we'll make these searchable as well at some point. So we can go into here. So we're in draft state. Let's pretend we're doing this for real. Let's move it into UAT states. We're already seeing myself as the owner because I created it. So we're in UAT. We've not committed it yet, but we're going to do that. Now this is going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to zoom forward on the video. So we're going to go to commit to repository. We're going to include the deep. Do we need to include the deep data scan? You know what? Yes. No. Takes a bit longer, but I will do it. Let's be thorough. I'm not going to do any optional commit. It's already got the commit summary written for me. Now this is going to take maybe a minute and a half, something like that. It really depends on the size of the dashboard. So it's going to go through all the different areas, the scripts, the master measures. It's going to go through every single object on every single page and pull out what the dimensions are, what the titles are, all them sort of interesting bits of metadata, obviously the expressions. If it's linked in with the master items, it will work out the link. If it's not, it'll just tell you what the expression is. But it'll go through all this and create text files. And then once it's finished creating text files, it will commit them to GitHub. It'll commit them onto the test branch. That's how we set it up. That's what we told it to. So we'll let that run through and we'll zoom forward in time. Okay, we are done 63 metadata files committed to GitHub. Well, oh yeah, I remember now, because it does every object as a separate file as well when it works through all different. We can have a look at it. We've got a commit shard there. We can open that up. It's the deep scan objects that takes a long time. Are we on the right branch? Yeah, that's right. That's right, 21 minutes ago, but anyway. That's probably because they've not been updated. So it'll only change the time if they have updated, and I did do an update a few minutes ago. So we can see all the different objects in here as well. Also pie charts, we can see all that information. See, it's all good stuff. We've got all information. If we were to change anything within that, obviously we're going to see the changes, which we can do. I've got one set up, I think. Let's just refresh this. So I'm doing a compare main to test on this. And we've got 4 channels have changed. So it looks like we've got some expense budget there that's changed. And we've got some addresses changed. There's some ranking that changed when I sort of published and unpublished a sheet. And I think that's around there as well. So we can get some information here. Now, the issue I have with this is I don't think it's particularly easy to understand the context of what's going on. I mean, I can expect this is a very simple change, really. I've just changed an expression, added a couple of lines. But if you had a massive change with lots of things going on, that would become more and more difficult. So now we've got the change in. Obviously, we can do the peer review, but we're not going to do that now. We're going to go to the new tab, which has come in, which is change review. So we've got the Jira issues, and we can refresh changes that have happened. That's not happened yet, so I'll hit that. Again, I might have to sort of whiz forward in the time, but it's going to go through all the scripts and all the, oh, that's quick, master measures and find out where the changes are. So the master measures is quite straightforward. You can see that's the old, this is the new. Now the why, you see, this is where the developer come along and say, right, actually, that is because we have done this particular ticket here. So we can click that, come away from there, it'll just reload. And now what we've done is assigned that ticket, the Jira ticket, against that change. So if we've got, there may be we've got multiple tickets that all go to one change. We can do multiple ones, that's absolutely fine. Or we can do a one-to-one here. We can add developer notes if we want to. But that's the connection, you see, the connection between Jira, why something has been changed. So here we can understand, you know, who's asked for it, you know, why that change is there. We know what the change is. Any of the developer notes we can put there. So same for script changes. The difference here really is via the script, we look for what we call blocks. And a block here is very simply, you know, the load statement. It's pulled a directory as well for some reason, but it tries its best to sort of block code out. So we're not looking at individual lines, I think, where we were sort of before. We could see it there, but we could see a little bit more context next to it. What has changed, where it's changed to. If you need more space, you can have more space. If you need it side by side, you can get it side by side. So you can really see, and again, imagine lots and lots and lots of changes. We know what tab it was on, and we can see, you know, and why that was, when that was committed. We could always go to that. And from there as well, as before, we can update this customer table, and that'll just run through. And then we've got that change in there, which is going to be great because obviously as these things evolve and we have more and more releases, then we can see again what tickets were related to that release, a little bit more information on the actual, you know, what was changed by whom, any developer notes. We're also going to link this back. We haven't done this yet, but we're going to link a lot of this information back to the approvals. So when you come through to here and say, right, please approve this release, we're going to look at also putting the Jira tickets in there as well, so they can have even more context as to, you know, what they're looking at, who requested it, why it is, etc., etc. And I've gone through this on other videos as well, but this basically, yeah, allows people to go in and have a look at the dashboard, ask questions on the approval, and we get a bit of a tracking on that. I won't go into this, that's another video. but it'll all be nicely connected. So yeah, there we go. That's change review. We're going to do it for more things as well. Adding more sheets, or adding actual objects and so on. But certainly for now, the script change and the master measure change, I think, is a very good start. And hopefully as well, the fact that we can link Jira tickets back really makes a big difference. The other thing as well I was looking at, and again, interesting on feedback for people using this, is when you've got maybe a dashboard that someone's taking over. Maybe this was owned by a particular person in the team and someone's taking over, then they can very quickly look to see the history and what's been changed, why it's been changed, who requested it, etc., etc. They can look, if things are being changed and then changed back again, and it gives them that version history they can go through very clearly and understand it. Something for the future as well. There's so many things for the future. Something for the future as well is looking at writing back certain things into the actual Qlik dashboard itself. So things like the script change, we can look at sort of put in Jira comments on there as well. So this release, this is added on Jira ticket X, Y, and Z, and other things as well around this sort of change release cycle as well. So there's so much to do. Around that. It's really exciting. But yes, that was it. I wanted to show everyone. I think it's really exciting. Let me know your thoughts, and speak to you again soon. Bye bye.